Since Kingdom is all greatness, you gotta turn up the quality. It sounds like a complete joke if I were to say that Shin is a strategist that will carry his man to victory. The cover page even knows how ludicrous it is to think that way. That said, the chapter doesn't play around with that notion nor make a comedy skit out of it. The only agenda behind his instinct is to showcase his evolving prowess. It's not without the great tension, grand scope of the battle, and the ending that will leave you grasping for air. I was really relieved and pleased that the reaction from the last chapter may have signaled for comedy skit, only to take itself serious and establishment of Shin's rising specialty. I wouldn't mind for some laugh, even though we technically have one spot. However, this is the best focus to go with. It takes the premise of Shin taking in command serious to show us how his skill on tactic has grown significantly, and it leaves us tense and satisfied to see him grow so much. At first it gave me an impression that Shin has already gotten used to commanding his army in separated units with breeze, which would have been too quick. If Hara wants to write the difficulties of commanding men at first, this would have been a bit too easy. Though it was amusing to hear all the bad news coming from Gyo-on for a change. After the last chapter being filled with bad news for Haitian unit, this one is like a turnaround portion. Gyo-on army got too cocky for their good. They felt that any news is good news for them before the report is even addressed. Once they start hearing bad news like the reinforcements got ambushed by the enemy or being taken out rather than overwhelming victory, that's where Gyo-on gains suspicious and practically conclude that Shin is also instinctual. It doesn't faze him so much, but he is intrigued that he is up against the same type as him, which rises up the hype level. It all goes down to the endurance. After thinking Shin got this under control, it turns out that not everything is going so well, but that should be expected. It's a good thing that not every start will be red hot amazing. That said, I am astounded with Shin keeping things together even when there are moments where he is trying to focus and everyone keeps on rambling. It is funny that some of his men are slowly realizing that Shin has taken over in command, which gives them a disbelief reaction. I honestly can't blame them. It's a smart move to let the fans know the ups and downs from Shin that is more of a realistic approach, as well as keeping Shin's momentum strong. The downs are based on certain moves that lead some to their demise, though that is expected. The funniest part is that some like B-Hit army actually played dead after the skirmish. It's probably the best move, but it's a funny and cowardly way out of the collision. The ups stand out more so than the down because of how much Shin managed to stabilize the ambushes and tactical plays from Gyo-on, which leads to more or less equal ground before he takes a command. Despite Ten's intellect and strategy is really good, she wasn't making any progress. But with Shin, some loses and wins is something. It's practically aimed for little progress is better than no progress notion. That doesn't take away Shin's achievement as a strategist. Everyone was pointing out the obvious of one tactical move of reserving units in the rear, which could have easily led to a comedy moment with Shin being blinded for such an easy move. However, Hara keeps on pushing Shin to make the remarkable one in the HQ. He already knows that move exists to use, but cannot do so. He's more focused on Gyo-on's attention after poking around the unit, which displays the right focus. His aim is to find the main location for Gyo-on next and possibly killing move. I really love the intensity display without really having any action set piece. It's all about making the right move, and watching Shin in this predicament is thought-provoking and exhilarating. It's the first time to see him thinking so much and providing a lot of insights of the strategy. Things got heated up when Shin saw a fire blazing out in the field, no pun intended. Lieutenant N, who is doing a hell of a job at keeping at bay, was near with gathered men, so Shin thought this is the decisive battle location to determine the outcome. The rush is going crazy when he told his men and Kyokai to be careful for the most intense battle yet. There's just one problem. Why Shin is just standing there? The tension gets crazier when Shin feels a bit confused about his action. It is a really good display of him not exactly in control of his instinct, or it's better to say his awareness isn't as solid as Gyo-on. His mind and body didn't let him go with Kyokai to the supposedly decisive location because it's pretty much saying there's a real agenda that you are missing out. It gives you shiver the longer he's trying to understand on what he is missing from his own eyes. He slowly becomes doubtful of his recent move. Then it finally hits him like a brick. The first setup was intense because of how many men have gathered for one location. The last setup with Shin, leaving with few men, is even worse. While the weather in here is cold, it got even colder the more Shin keeps on pressing forward, realizing Gyo-on has opened a passageway to the HQ. Let me tell you, that last page got me jumped. I'm not joking. I was really going like, oh! My thought is that Gyo-on and Shin will confront in like a couple of chapters more. But the fact they bump to each other now? That one caught me by surprise. The hype is off the chart. It is happening. Okay, I gotta restrain myself. Whew. This was a very solid chapter with Shin being outstanding as his first in command. The series does a job well done to display his excellence as an instinctual and his use. The visual grasp, the attention to detail of the magnitude of one move could be the deciding factor as well as the intensity. The last page got me riled up for the next chapter. It's jarring on how one simple moment is nothing but amazing hype. Shin is on the roll. This is it. Time to take a head for the winning prize. Share your thoughts in the comment section. I don't know how frequently I would shift back and forth with my old mic and the new mic. So you tend to hear a different quality time after time when it comes to the review portion. As for the other video content, it will always be with the new mic. The reason why I'm saying this is because I may use the old mic at work, so that way I don't need to bring the equipment and all that hassle stuff. I am still adjusting with this new mic. Hopefully it goes well with the first try. It's good to be prepared for something epic for this series, and I know something epic will happen very soon. I cannot wait for next week's chapter. Next week is going to be amazing, absolutely amazing. There is nothing that can stop it now. The worst thing you could do is have a break. That will piss me off so much, but I know there is no break. Yeah. And that will do it for the review. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care.